I want to pivot. I want to do it a little bit different. Um, Instead of just reacting to people that's running in the victim Olympics or people that may have a different perspective than I am, I want to go do a little bit of a throwback, right? And what we used to do was we used to sit and listen to people complain about the fact that they didn't have a job, unemployment, all of that good stuff, right? And they used to do their little TikTok rants and they used to show you and talk about how messed up their life has been as a result of losing a job, getting laid off, making bad decisions, so on and so forth. So I want to revive that for this particular segment of the show on Wednesday. And I want to see what people are talking about life after layoffs, unemployed, and trying to find a job. And let's see what's happening out in these streets. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications. Also, on top of that, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. I just uploaded the live stream that we did yesterday. It's uploaded now, available for y'all to be able to watch on the Patreon. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let's get to it.
All right, so I got $10 for the day and half a tank of gas. So let's see what the fuck I can do. This one drink costs $7.46.
When people are like, you're 25, like, how come you're not working right now? And I'm like, well, it's a Tuesday afternoon and I'm about to get lunch with my grandma and she's 77, so like she's not gonna be around forever. Like, that's more important right now. Like, working will always be there, you know?
Are these people completely delusional? Let's see some more before we start giving our opinion.
My whole gang sibling for no reason. My whole gang sibling like we need it. I use your patience for head on the weekend. I smoke is always taller like y'all mean twins. So fucking broke, it look like you got disease. I show you how to.
Yo, y'all got grown men with red beards. Grown men with red beards. Grown men with red beards inside of their bedroom, unemployed for over 9 months and making TikTok videos. Dog, I've never understood broke testimonials, bro. I've never understood broke testimonials, but let's continue.
Wiping nigga nose like he sneezed. These niggas copy everything we do, I can't believe it. I think these niggas mad.
Day in my life as an unemployed 30-year-old living at home. I always make my bed first thing so I'm not tempted to crawl back in and completely give up. And then of course, next stop is coffee so I can actually feel something. This is actually the first moment that I realized that Planet Oat Milk is absolutely disgusting. Next is my morning dose of Stoic philosophy, then I'm off to the races at my desk setting up my Notion for the day. I also like to take a moment to reflect on what I'm most grateful for. And lastly, I try to overload myself with tasks so I can still feel like a productive member of society. I jump into an online course that I'm taking and then I decide, how can I best torture myself today? I decide that it's finally time to download DaVinci Resolve and learn how to color grade in it, but then I open up a video and see this and immediately click out. This leaves me feeling a little dejected, so I get in the car and go to Muay Thai class. I always start with a quick workout in the bag, and then I put on these sexy Muay Thai goggles for sparring class so I can beat people up in style. On the way home, we grab some Chipotle for dinner, and then I'm winding down for the night with the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle.
But I didn't see her do any job applications. Like I didn't see that. Okay, so Muay Thai class is awesome. Being productive and getting outside, phenomenal. I don't see anybody actually applying for any jobs though. They're not revising their resume. They're not going out and meeting with recruiters. They're not having conversations. They're not making connections. They're not reaching out to people and doing research on Glassdoor or LinkedIn. Yo, are y'all really wasting y'all 24 hours every single day doing nothing? Y'all not hustling. Y'all not door dashing. Y'all not Grubhubbing, Uber Eats. Y'all not out on the side of the road holding a sign. Do something. Yo, we are so coddled here in America. I didn't realize how coddled we are inside of society today. We are the most coddled group of people. I can see why immigrants come over and take over, bro. I'll do anything to feed my family.
I used to have this dumb idea that by 24, 25, I would be married and living my best life. Here I am, 31 and unemployed. I got pregnant at 19, had a baby at 20. And 3 years ago, I decided to move from my hometown to my dream state. I got offered
Let me guess, Atlanta?
position to work remote. It all seemed so great at the time. But good times don't last forever. And a curveball came. Now here I am trying to figure out what's next. I know that God gives us all gifts, but I struggle on finding my gift. What am I good at? What am I passionate about? What's my purpose? I really feel like I'm too old to be starting a new talent. I don't know how to do hair. Lashes are too tedious. Makeup takes too much time. I don't know, y'all. But I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Broke Chronicles.
Girls, the first update is I got laid off. I got laid off about 3 weeks ago. And sorry, I always address the girls on here because, like, when guys follow me on here, I'm just like, what are you doing here? I just lost my whole train of thought. 1 second. Honestly, y'all, for an anxiety girly, I'm doing pretty well because usually this is something that would send me over the edge. Let's be honest with y'all. Like, but how aligned I feel in the unknown because I don't know what the hell I'm about to do. It's like a calming feeling. I mean, this was God all the way because I have been praying. I've been praying the prayer. I'm not feeling it. I need to change, like this and that. Show me what I need to do. A couple weeks later, I got laid off. I don't know.
I don't know how relevant God is in our day-to-day decisions and putting ourselves in a position and not necessarily continue to be successful. I don't know how much I could really rock with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's really a thing. When bad things happen to us or when life happens to us, is that always God or is a lot of that self-inflicted wounds that come along with that?
I'm feeling God calling me to do something crazy in life right now. I don't know what it is exactly yet, but thank God I got some time to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Technically, for the first time ever, I'm a full-time entrepreneur. Like, half of y'all don't even know about my business, and that's on me, not on y'all. It's on me. Everything is divine timing. I believe that wholeheartedly. So, wow, I'm not freaking out yet. Check on me when rent is due. Love you guys and hope you're here for the ride.
Being unemployed is like, hey, what if doing whatever you want all day was somehow stressful? Do you want to sleep until noon and then play video games until midnight? Well, now you can while having a constant panic attack about your future.
Next month will be officially 1 year since I have been unemployed and got laid off from my agency job. I've networked with barely anybody responding back to me. I've interviewed, got to multiple last rounds. Always got the same feedback that they went with somebody with more experience, but I was a great candidate. I've applied to over 1,000 jobs.
And you need to refine. Listen, if you apply to over 1,000 positions in your particular industry and you're not able to secure one of them, then there's something else wrong with your process. There's something else wrong with whatever it is that you got going on. I will say, is no way in the world, and this is one of the differences between men and women, or maybe men versus men and certain type of women or a certain type of men. 1 year of being unemployed, I would lose my mind. I am going to be productive. I'm going to be building stuff. I'm going to be doing stuff. I'm going to have a part-time job. I'm going to have 2, 3 part-time jobs. I'm going to be working my butt off. I'm going to be doing gig work. I'm going to be contracting. You know, a lot of times people think that you just go out, start your own business, and you wind up becoming successful. That's not how businesses work. That's not how most businesses become successful. Most businesses come to fruition through things that you are already doing that then turns into a business based off of the fact that you was being productive. So you may have had a hobby or you have something that you was working on and it is just wind up turning into something else because you wind up, you realize that you was good at it or you start getting some traction with regard to it. And so you put more into it and then it manifests itself as an entrepreneurial endeavor at that particular time. But most people, let me just give y'all a real insight. Most people that says, I'm about to go out and start my own business, that's not a blueprint for what success looks like in a lot of instances. It's something that you was already doing. It's something that you was nurturing, working on, being productive at or whatever. And then it turns into, you turn your hobbies into a business or you turn the thing that you was interested in and you learn how to monetize it. And so that's when they say you never work a day in your life because you're just doing the thing that you're passionate about. But you're just being more productive and more consistent with it. But those things come out of naturally. And that's why I tell people all the time, even on coaching calls, your purpose is revealed to you through the work. You got to be productive. You got to be active. It's not just about looking. It's about being productive while you're looking because the biggest opportunities come out of your curiosity, your hands, your work, your being productive. And so there's no way in the world that I'm going to be sitting there collecting an unemployment check for a year. I didn't even know that you can get unemployment checks for a year.
I've applied to even low-paying jobs. I've applied to internships. I don't know what else to do.
I'm going to read that super chat shortly.
I ask questions at the end of the interview.
And I think a lot of this be capped too. I don't be believing
what
that people
else
say. I don't be believing that people say that they applied to over 1,000 jobs. I don't be believing that shit. Because that means that you've applied to three jobs every single day individually on probably one or two different sites. You've applied to 3 jobs every single day for a year. I don't believe it. Not even a little bit.
I think there is a chance I could get laid off for a 3rd time, and here are my reasons.
Coming from someone who has been laid off 3 times, here are another couple of things to look for. Has your senior leadership team had a in-person meeting recently, or have they all met, virtually recently? Go to your calendars and look and see if there's a meeting that doesn't happen every single week. On top of that, if it's going to happen imminently, I would go to your HR person's calendar and see if there are multiple 15-minute or 30-minute blocks of time that are blocked out as busy and don't have anybody invited to them yet.
I ain't got time for all of that.
I've predicted layoffs at my company in the past by doing this, just calendar stalking. And it gives you quite a bit of anxiety because they're not going to tell you that you're on the chopping block until they send out that email and then they add you to the calendar invite. So I don't know, sometimes ignorance is bliss, but also you can't help yourself. So good luck. I hope that you don't get laid off.
Whatever happened to those day in the life working in tech vlogs?
Girl, what you mean? We all getting laid off, boo. Or you're an employee like me who, thank God, I made it through the layoffs, but I'm fucking terrified now having just seen a 10% of my org cut. And yeah, I'm not going to sit here and do a happy-go-lucky what I do in a day in the life of a software engineer. I'm just doing, okay? Because I'm fucking terrified.
I got laid off from my corporate job that I've had for the last 2 years, and I've had a few days to process it now, so let's talk about it. So I worked as a recruiter, and I was one of many people that got laid off. And it was sad because I really did like my job. I loved my team. I liked what I did day to day. So now I'm kind of in this limbo of what do I do next? I mean, most people naturally, they get laid off and they immediately start looking for new jobs. And that's what people keep asking me. Are you interviewing yet? Do you need connections? Do you want resume help? All that stuff. But hot, kind of controversial take is I am just going to take some time off.
That's beautiful. That's lovely. I'm happy. What do Q say? I love that for you. Listen, I don't know where y'all been born at. I don't know what kind of circumstance y'all done lived in. Maybe y'all some stay-at-home wives or you got somebody to be able to take care of you and make sure that everything is good. But that's not how the real world works for some of us, especially for men. When I see guys say stuff like, oh man, I'm just going to take some time off and go to find myself. Yeah, all right. Until that bank account start running low, then we going to have to make some adjustments and we going to have to pivot. So I don't know where they made y'all at and what the way that y'all checking and savings accounts are set up. Maybe y'all just chilling and y'all having a good time, but all money in and no money out. I don't even want, listen, even if you got a whole bunch of money saved up, I don't want my reserves to be going down. I'm trying to add to the reserves, not chill out. I want to have more freedom, not less. I don't want to be sitting here focused and worrying about my budget and trying to figure out how much longer I can go without a job. Nah, man, listen. We adding to it. We going to get it. I'm about to run up. That's my thing for me. A lot of people when they go through stuff or when they stressed out, they go and watch TV or they go and play video games. I work. That's my thing. I work. Whenever I get stressed out or whenever things is going bad in my life, I go and I start working. Because I always figure, listen, if somebody pissed me off, I can always go and make some more money.
And I know that sounds crazy, but I am 24 years old. I've been saving for literally my whole life. So I'm prepared for this. And I make extra income on the side through TikTok. Okay. So it's not like I'm just sitting around doing nothing. And honestly, it sounds really selfish, but if I have the means to, why not? Why not just chill for a few months and see where it takes me?
Wow.
I think Gen Z has really realized that working a corporate job that you're not passionate about for the rest of your life is just really, really depressing.
She just said that she really loved what she did. Come on, man, listen. You speak with forked tongue. You can't say that you really loved your job, you love what you did, it was a really awesome place to work at and all of this stuff, and then all of a sudden, working at a place where, intrusive thoughts are starting to really expose who it is that y'all really are.
I feel like I kind of had this opportunity given to me, so I'm just gonna see where it goes, take some time to figure out my life, what do I want to do? Follow some passions. I don't know. I literally have no idea
while you was working,
but I'm gonna figure it out. Point is, right now I'm young. I don't have kids, a house, a mortgage. I don't really have anything depending on me. So right now is probably the best and only time I'll have to do this.
So I have covered return to office mandates from several companies at this point, but this one from Dell is especially insulting. So Dell started remote work way earlier than 2020, and that makes sense because of the products that they sell. And data has shown that remote work has enabled so many people in marginalized groups to enter the workforce when they otherwise would not have been able to. And they even landed themselves on the list of employers that are best for employees with disabilities. And then seemingly out of the blue, they introduced this return to office mandate with all these strange rules. So first of all, they decide that there are approved offices and non-approved offices. And they set it up under the guise that you have a choice to choose remote, but then they also say that you aren't eligible for promotion and you aren't able to switch roles if you do stay remote.
Yeah, that makes sense. Listen. All of this remote work and stuff, it seemed like that's over. Honestly, that's over. We've been having conversations in corporate from my position. Y'all seen me come in with my AD shirts on and stuff like that of how I actually dress when I go out, especially when I'm going into corporate America or I'm going into a business environment. My custom shirts that I have made. Remote work, they putting all of that on pause. I don't really know too many places that's allowing people to just 100% work remote without at some point moving hybrid or something like that. And so, y'all gonna have to pivot. Y'all gonna have to make adjustments, and you can't just be whining. It's competition out here for a lot of these groups. And so people are willing to go in, you not, and you think that you're gonna get the priority over them and you able to get face to face. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna happen. Anyway.